All right, I'm Lance with the Outdoor Source, and I'm getting ready to do some frost seeding, and I'm going to talk about seed a little bit. I cannot say that I am a seed professional, because I am not. I've planted a lot of food plots with a lot of different brand of seed. Typically, now I just buy from my southern states, and this is the brand that they have. It's all coated seed. I have done a lot of reading, and the coating is pretty important. You know, it'll keep your seed from drying out. If you enter, like around in Maryland here, you hit July, August, and if you're planting like fall food plots, which I will never do again, if you're planting fall food plots, your seed can dry out because you can have a ton of rain and then no rain for 2.5 months. So everything can dry out, and that will give it a little bit more opportunity to hopefully be successful. The reason I'm not doing fall food plots anymore is this year I planted brassicas and I planted forage oats and I planted all this stuff, and the deer really didn't hit it at all. They started to hit it hard in like the end of January and February. For the most part, our winters here aren't brutal. So you're not going to see deer crush a brassica field or a turnip field, at least in my experience, and I've tried over and over and over. Food plot looked amazing. Brassicas are 2.5 feet tall, and nothing's hitting them. So I'm sticking with clover, and then in the winter, I will just overseed with cereal rye. You know, it gives my food plot a little bit of green coming up, because the clover it can't get cold enough here where the clover will wilt. And it just, it doesn't look super palatable. Just have something that will grow and stay green in the winter, like the cereal rye is a good, it's a good cover crop and overseed crop. And, I just cut it in the summer. I don't even spray it. I just whack it down, and, it just helps build your soil really well. And my soil here is pretty bad. I mean, when I first took my soil sample, it was like 3.1. It was awful. So a lot of clay, a lot of that kind of stuff. So I have some Domain food plot seed here. And this is a clover blend, and I think this has some alfalfa in it, a little bit of alfalfa in it, and just a whole bunch of different types of clover. So, and this is a biologic. Now you can see on here, this bad boy was on sale. These were on sale. These were all after this year's hunting season. They were all on sale. I like to buy things on sale. I wouldn't say that I'm cheap, but I would like to say, hey, who doesn't want to save a few dollars, right? So, the most important thing to me about food plot seed is like the Domain is great because it'll say when it was tested and when you should use it by with inoculant on it. So if food plot seed has inoculant, it's going to help it germinate, I believe. I think I'm right there. But I try to get it the date where it's closest to where I am. So, if it's January or February, I want it as close to that date as possible, because the seed's better. I don't think the seed is going to dry out in a year. I've planted food plot seed that's 1.5 years old. I just keep it in a cabinet, in a dry, cool place. And I don't really have too many problems. But if the inoculant's going to help it, you probably want to use it by the date or close to it. So I think the date you get the seed is the most important part. Obviously, if it's uncoated, you may have opportunity for it to dry out faster or whatever. But I'm not brand specific. I think they're all decent. I just go with what I can get the best bang for my buck. I've bought some seed from North Woods Outdoors, and their seed isn't coated. That's where I get my chicory seed, and it seemed to work really good. So, I mean, coated, uncoated. You got a million guys say this, a million guys say that. So you just got to kind of filter through it and try out in your area. But I'm sticking with just pretty much clover in mine, building some soil with some red, and then, some diversity with some whites and ladinos. So when was the food plot seed tested is the most important thing in my book. So, a lot of you guys might know a lot more about it than I do, but I think frost seeding is the best way to put it in the ground in my book. I don't think anything else beats it, because if I plant it any later, the turkeys will move in beginning April, because my property just roosts like hundreds and hundreds of turkeys, and they will just decimate any seed you put out. So that's another reason why fall food plots are hard for me to get in, is because the turkeys will destroy everything. So frost seed it. I think it'll help you. I think it'll give you the best avenue for success. And if you know more than me, which a lot of you do, just throw it in the comments and I'll do my best to check it out. Thanks for watching. Have a good day.